This is an audiobook copyrighted as an unpublished work at copyright.gov. This video and narration have been created using Clipchamp Video Editor. Artwork generated by Imagine AI. Little Secrets Fairy Tale Sound created by Julius H. Downloaded from pixabay.com.
Legends Teller presents Legends of Hayaliaini. Prologue: Nothing and the Concept. In the beginning, there was nothing, and nothing is all there ever will be, or so logic would dictate. Nothing is the absence of everything, so if there was nothing in the beginning, then it is impossible for something to come after it. And if there was something in the beginning, then there couldn't be nothing, and so nothing was as it always was, or so it should have been. Something strange had just occurred. Before, behind, around, and within nothing now sat what appeared to be something. Exactly what, nothing did not know. Since nothing was the absence of everything, nothing had neither touch, sight, sound, smell, taste, or thought. So nothing had no way to perceive the something. Even if nothing somehow could, nothing was incapable of discerning one thing from another, for nothing had no basis for comparison. But since these words are not nothing, it is possible to use them to describe the something. The something was an old man garbed in green, with a long white beard and hair that stretched into infinity. The top of his jacket was affixed with a silver brooch that held an hourglass that turned on itself every so often. A silver chain ran down from the brooch and into his left breast pocket. A repeated tick-tock could be heard from within the pocket. The old man was seated on top of nothing, for there wasn't anything to sit on. Nothing would have found this quite rude, if nothing had feelings. His left elbow rested on the same knee, with the same palm held upward to cradle his hairy chin. His right hand rested on the matching knee, save when he would use it to hold the brown pipe that mostly stayed between his lips. The pipe was decorated with several linked cogs that clicked and whirred their teeth a set degree at each passing moment. At those same moments, a puff of smoke shaped like a cog would escape the pipe's chamber. The puffs never vanished, as they lifted and expanded. Rather, each cog would grow into a gear, to join with the long series of gears that had come before to form a whirring chain that wrapped in circles about the man's hair. There the man continued to sit with his constant tickings and whirrings breaking the silence that would be if silence wouldn't be something. He also stared into nothing since there wasn't anything else to look at. Nothing would have felt uncomfortable if nothing could feel. There was nothing that nothing could do about the rude man. Nothing didn't know what the old man wanted, nor felt nothing should, since nothing only knew nothing. Yet this something had come and disturbed nothing, and it was not likely to go anywhere else, since there was only nothing. What is it? A hollow voice asked, or would be hollow. If being hollow wouldn't be something. Did nothing say that? That was impossible, since nothing was the absence of everything. Nothing had no voice. Yet it hadn't been the old man. Something had spoken, and this irritated nothing. Who? Me? The old man responded while still looking at the thing. Oh, nothing special? No, you are not. Nothing cannot be special, or anything. Nothing is nothing, and it is not nothing. The other voice responded, and this made nothing more irritated. The answer implied it was nothing that had responded, and nothing didn't like that. Quite right, the old man echoed in a jovial manner. I am most certainly not nothing, but I'm not just anything either. Then what is it? Nothing asked again with growing irritation, forgetting that nothing could not speak. I am merely a concept, nothing more, nothing less, he answered before taking a long draw on his pipe to produce an extremely large cog. It lumbered slowly up to join the other gears, then crashed into them. The impact sent the others spiraling gears out of sorts before eventually righting themselves. Nothing was intrigued. What is a concept? What is a concept? The old man echoed with surprise. Such an odd question. Well, it's a thought, an idea, something conceived in the mind, he exclaimed softly as he reached up to tap the side of his temple with a finger. That cannot be, as nothing began to remember itself. Nothing is the absence of everything. A concept is something. Thoughts, ideas, all that you speak of is something. There is only nothing. Since you are here, you must also be nothing. The old man bellowed a hearty laugh, exposing numerous laugh lines on his face. Did we not already agree I couldn't be nothing? What a strange nothing you are. Nothing is not strange, and nothing did not agree on anything. That was the voice, and the voice was not nothing. A mischievous gleam entered the man's eyes, and each iris was like a mirror, showing the endless reflections of another mirror. Then he lifted his head as he straightened his back. If the voice is not yours, and I know it's not mine, that would mean it has to be something. And if the voice is something, then why not me? The old man's movements shifted his jacket and revealed a belt that girded his trousers. It was a magnificent belt, made entirely of clocks, with no hint of a buckle. Some were made of wood, others of metal, and some even of stone. The clocks often had numbers decorating their faces that ranged from 1 to 12, 24, 60, 3, 6, 10, 13, and many other numbers that may not make sense to some, but would make sense to others. There were clocks that showed all their numbers, or none at all, with arms that slowly tick-tocked in circles. Others with a single number, or series that gradually changed without warning. Some had no numbers at all, instead bore symbols that might have the same purpose as numbers. The only thing each clock had in common was that they all moved forwards and never backwards, and if they did go backwards, it was because that was their forwards. Perhaps that is true, though it should not be so. Nothing's attention was drawn to the belt. What is that about its center? Eh? My center? Oh, my belt! The old man chuckled as he drew back his jacket to reveal it fully. Why, this is my collection. I gathered these from everywhere and nowhere. Everywhere and nowhere? That makes no sense. Only to the ignorant or the arrogant. Hard to tell the difference at times. Anyway, these are part of me, and so are something that always has, always is, and always will be, despite the foolishness of those that might say otherwise. Nothing was not sure if this was meant to imply Nothing was one of the foolish, and so asked, And who are the foolish? Those that claim to be wise yet expect all of reality must fall within their ability to understand it, the old man said with a laugh that shook even Nothing. The ones that proudly proclaim they are only limited by their imaginations, yet fail to realize how limited their imaginations truly are. To make such a claim is the pinnacle of arrogance. Nothing had never made any of these claims, or any at all for that matter, but much of what this concept was saying made no sense to Nothing. Nothing cannot comprehend what it says. Nothing only knows nothing is first, and when nothing is first, there cannot be anything. Ever. Nothing's own words betray the truth. If nothing was first, then nothing can follow. The old man crossed his right leg over his left. Yet here I am. How is that so? Nothing does not know. Nothing does not care. Then let me tell you. It's because I am the first, as well as the last. Ever have been, ever will be. How can it be so bold? Nothing asked doubtfully, then scoffed. If the concept is first, then why has Nothing not known it before now? I was elsewhere, the old man retorted while withdrawing and striking a match to invigorate his pipe. Just because you didn't know of my existence doesn't mean I didn't exist. That is the same foolish thinking I mentioned before. Nothing was becoming more irritated. It has no proof. The old man just gave a knowing smile. I don't have to provide any proof. I've said I am the first. That is all I need to say. Whether nothing believe me or not, what I have said is still the truth. What if it lies? This question brought a change to the old man's expression, though it was not one of anger. Rather, a placid expression took his features as he leaned forward once more to stare into nothing. Though his tone did not change, the words he spoke shook nothing like a blast of thunder. I tell no lies. Nothing was stunned into silence, complete forgetting nothing should be devoid of fear. It said it was nothing, not special. Nothing stated timidly, as nothing made the correction mid-sentence, sounding more hollow than before. No more special than what I am, nor any less special than what I am, the old man responded in his jovial tone as he leaned back, setting his foot down to rest with the other on nothing, as there still wasn't anything else to put his feet upon. If what it says is true... Nothing paused briefly to see if the expressed doubt would elicit another response. The old man remained silent, still puffing on his pipe as he waited for nothing to continue. Then how is nothing nothing? Nothing already know the answer to that. The old man turned his head slightly to regard nothing. Did nothing not say it earlier? Nothing is the absence of everything. That is what nothing said. And the smile that filled the old man's face started at one ear, dipped down low, then came back up to the same height as the other ear. You still can't see it? Long before I came here, nothing already had something. Nothing's voice changed at the words, becoming less hollow and more tangible. And what does nothing, what do I have? A name. A name? The old man nodded. Since nothing is the absence of everything, it should not have anything. And yet the moment nothing is called nothing, it is given a name. Once nothing is given a name, the absence of everything is impossible. Nothing then becomes. The old man wrapped his lips about the pipe, drawing in a deep breath, and then laying out a cog far bigger than any that had come before. It expanded to a size that shook all the gears that came before it into disarray. A concept. A concept like you? The old man shook his head as he released his pipe, which began to dissolve into the swirling torrents of gears and cogs that were forming into a maelstrom. You are a concept of a different kind, the concept of nothing. But nothing can only exist as a concept temporarily. It ceases to be once the contradiction of its non-existence is realized. If nothing can exist, then nothing can't exist. Becoming more tangible, the concept of nothing reached out towards the old man that seemed to become intangible at the same time. Am I now to end? No. The old man's word echoed as his form dissolved into the ever-growing maelstrom. Now that the fallacy has been realized, the concept that was nothing can become something. A small round object slipped from the jacket pocket, still attached to the silver chain hanging from the hourglass brooch. The concept that was nothing reached out to cradle the object with both hands. The chain then shattered as the hourglass broke, pouring sand onto the object. The concept that was nothing pulled it close. What will I become? The old man gave one more smile as his eyes now only showed the reflection of the new concept. Anything except nothing. The last of his visage then vanished into the maelstrom, which continued to grow farther and wider until it expanded into infinity and could be seen no more. Then there truly was silence. Nothing was gone, so silence could now exist. The concept that was nothing looked into his hands at the object he had clung to. It was a simple, unadorned pocket watch, as plain as can be imagined. Yet it was precious to the concept. Gingerly feeling around the circumference of the watch, he discovered a knob and pressed it. The cover popped open to reveal a blank clock face. There were no numbers, symbols, or even arms that moved, but the concept knew it was his own, and what both it and he could be. I am